Okay, so I have tapped into some interesting energy. I feel like I'm channeling a daggone Shonda Rhimes. Is it Shonda Rhimes? Shonda Rhimes script. Cause this is wild. But thank you for joining. So the message started out really general and generic, and then it started getting real specific. So, Spirit was saying every challenge is an opportunity for growth. That's kind of cliche. I was like, y'all, why y'all giving me regular quotes? Hey, Bree Bree. Um, or is it? Am I saying that right? Is it Bray Bree or Bree Bree? um. So, which one is it? The first one, Bray Bree, or Bree is the second one. So the first or the second one. um, and then they were the second one, Bree. Okay, good. Then the second one, can you be grateful even when life gives you lemons? And I feel like there's a spiritual significance to lemons that I need to look up. But Spirit was saying, there's a negative connotation placed on lemons, but they're actually a good thing. They flavor water. They help to cleanse things, like if you're cleaning meat or something like that. And they can balance out other flavors. The Spirit was talking about someone needs to do solar plexus work and inner child work. Yes, if you want to read it, I am doing readings today. Um, Hold on, I was just looking up spiritual significance of lemons. So lemons hold deep spiritual significance, primarily representing purification, cleansing, and the sun's bright, joyful energy. So that's also a message too. Someone may need to do a cleanse, or yeah, like a cleanse. It doesn't have to necessarily be. I feel like they're pointing to like a water cleanse, a water fast. Um, but definitely like cleansing your energy through the water in the shower. I set an intention that the shower water will always cleanse my energy. So lemons are widely used to clear. Oh damn. Okay, that's wild. I hadn't read that before I said what I just said. Um, they're widely used to clear negative energy, enhance mental focus, and promote feelings of rejuvenation. They're associated with longevity and protection. Lemons are often used in rituals to ward off evil eyes and bring good fortune. Um, their sunny color symbolizes happiness, optimism, high vibrational energy. Um, Abundance and prosperity, good luck, bringing joy to a home. So the mental clarity and renewal, sharp, fresh scent of lemon is used to banish mental fog and emotional stagnation, foster focus and motivation. So, I mean, that could be a message for someone. Like, I know I love the Bath and Body Works concentrated sprays because, like, they're amazing for covering smells and stuff. And there is like a limoncello. So, I said that to say, like, if you need mental clarity, if you are trying to get past like any negative thoughts, like emotional, like I said, emotional stagnation, you can spray some, like spray something lemony. You can also use the, like a lemon, what's the thing I'm looking for? In a diffuser. So, like lemon oil, that's what it is. Lemon oil in a diffuser. Okay. Okay, and the act of offering a lemon is seen as a gift to the divine, acknowledging divine generosity. And that's wild because I said, "Can you be grateful?" But I mean that wasn't too prophetic. I'm not gonna take credit for that. I mean, I did channel "Can you be grateful when life gives you lemons," but that's kind of what that means, like being grateful despite the circumstances. In some myths, lemons are associated with the golden apples, representing wealth and protection. Okay, I will take that. Okay. Because of the tree's ability to fruit year round is associated with long life and faithfulness. So there you go. However, this reading took a hard left turn. It took a hard ass left turn. Um, and so it's interesting that it's associated with faith and like an offering to the divine, because I started getting into like some church craziness. This was wild. Okay. So this is the turn left it took. Some of the most evil, unhealed people go into the counseling and treatment professions, including social workers. So I feel like there may be, like, maybe some of you have experienced some kind of trauma and you had a crazy ass social worker or counselor or something like that. Like, these people are really Looney Tunes, okay? A lot of them. I hate to say this. But Spirit was saying what they're doing is they're trying to balance their darkness, but they end up projecting pain onto others. So, like, taking on this role as um protector or something like that. Um, a very helping type profession. They go into these professions because they're trying to balance their darkness, but because of like these personality disorders, they end up projecting pain onto the person they're counseling and supposedly protecting. It's a mess. Okay. You said, yeah, I would like a reading if possible. Someone has entered our lives. I'm not sure if I'm lost. Okay. Um, you said loved one message. Loved one would have any messages. Okay. If you wanna, so if you want like a mediumship reading, that'll be either 2222 or 3333. Um, And my Cash App is the same as my name here on TikTok. So, yeah, like I was picking up on somebody's energy who has a personality disorder based on trauma, trying to escape the identity of being a victim through worldly pursuits. So, like, people who are trying, like, use escapism to, like, not do the work, not acknowledge the problem, they will go into these helping professions to try to, like, somehow rectify their victimhood or, like, escape being a victim in some way by allegedly so-called protecting people in a similar situation. It's an interesting dynamic. um it makes you really aware of how intricate the brain is and how the brain operates in response to trauma and things like that. um but, like, people who base their identity on having a master's or having a PhD, or being a tenured professor or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, all that bullshit. If you is people are trying to escape this stuff that they've had to deal with in the past by like going to school, consuming themselves in schoolwork and research and just work in general, and being able to say I'm a doctor, all that bullshit. Okay. So this person that I'm talking about, I feel like it's a feminine energy, is either losing or has lost custody of a child because of their mental health. Their mental health is suffering. Removed from a job, maybe previously removed from a job. I was hearing trying to hide things about the past, but won't let go of the past. So you trying to hide it, but you won't let it go, and you won't try to heal from it. Taking their anger against God out on others. So basically, the energy that I'm talking about are people who were like, where was God when this was happening? Why didn't God stop this from happening? Why da 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 da? And so I feel like that goes back to like the beginning of the reading where I was talking about lemons. Like every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Can you be grateful even when life gives you lemons? And so this situation, the trauma this person experienced, was supposed to be an opportunity for them to continue to believe in God, continue to give offerings to the divine, continue to heal from the wounding and overcome the situation, and you know be a good person despite the trauma or the pain or whatever. And so this was like a huge test for this person. People, and I'm please don't think that I'm trying to minimize SA at all, but what I'm saying is, people who experience SA have some of the biggest fucking missions on this planet. When I tell you, they have got some of the biggest missions, the biggest purposes, the biggest amount of abundance for having to suffer through such a thing. But they can't get to the abundance because they're in the energy of woe is me, I'm a victim, I hate God. But truthfully, if we really are honest about how life works, We signed up to have all of these experiences at a specific time in a specific order involving a specific person because we needed to challenge ourselves to get past these things. And that's one of the hardest tests there is out here. Hi, Sal. You said abusers should be relieved that we just want to fulfill our missions and not enact revenge. Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, the problem is that these people aren't really taken revenge on the abuser. These people are taking that revenge out on innocent bystanders, basically. Like innocent people that they're projecting their pain onto. So instead of directing the pain toward the right person, they're like giving that person a pass almost and directing it outwardly toward other people, which is fucked up. Especially if you in a damn counseling position. You said bleeding on people who didn't cut them. Exactly. So, they were also talking about that this person is, I don't know how much I can say, but doing this, like injuring themselves. I don't know. I don't want to be restricted or some shit. But, and so then the channeling started going into this child SA ring in the church. Man, the church, I was picking up the energy of the church is very cultish. Very strict rules and regulations, like women can only wear long skirts covered from head to toe, but they're being essayed by the clergy. Just bananas. That's why I said this is like a Shonda Rhimes-ish type storyline. Because I was also getting that these clergy made the victim children feel as though they were the ones sinning using scripture. So they were manipulating and controlling these children through condemnation and scripture. When I tell you these people are going to have so much hell to pay because you are victimizing children with the so-called world of God. No wonder they are mad at God. No wonder they hate the divine. Wow. And I was hearing that someone has a beautiful singing voice, but this clergy person would force them to sing while getting essayed. And this is for entertainment purposes only. This is for 18 and over only. But now this person is like refusing to use their voice, won't sing, is having throat issues like tightness, soreness, raspy voice. I know I kind of have a raspy voice, but not like that. I mean like hoarse, you know, like it sounds like you have a cold or something like that. And so this person is just refusing to use their voice, refusing to truly speak up for themselves and stand up for themselves. Thank you for the follow. And so I really just need to ask spirit, like, what is the resolution here? I mean, besides healing now. So for obviously it involves healing your inner child, children, your inner child at different stages in life. It also involves um forgiving source, not blaming source for the situation, knowing that it was an opportunity for you to grow and evolve and overcome adversity, build up spiritual strength. So, everyone, I guess I'll say everyone has like that one pivotal moment. It could be more than one, but there's typically like one tipping point, for lack of better terms. Um, I so sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was reading the screen. Okay, Bree. Um, so these people had this major traumatic experience in order to be able to show the divine that they can transcend an immense amount of, I'm just going to say, buffoonery, with a good heart, with a pure heart, with pure intentions for people, still wanting to see people be successful, still wanting to see the good in people, treating people with dignity and kindness despite your pain or what you've been through. And people have two ways to go. You can either take those lemons that life gave you and give honor to the divine despite what it looks like, and know, awaken to the fact that you planned every aspect of your life prior to incarnating. Source is really tired of getting blamed for the shit that we agreed to. And let me preface what I'm saying, because spirit is really trying to like make me be like kind of cutthroat about it. But I don't want to be like that, because I don't want to minimize anybody's pain or trauma or anything like that. I'm I'm not minimizing, and even though your soul contract is a huge thing, I'm not minimizing how you felt from a human perspective, you know, to just get over it type energy. I'm not doing that at all. But it's important to recognize that there is a reason and a season for everything. Everything is in divine order and divine timing. I'm just going to say this. Before I knew who I was from a spiritual perspective, I had an abortion. And I hope I don't get damn um, flagged for that word. But I did that. And then to find out who I am spiritually, you want to talk about blown the fuck away? blown away. That aborted child is agreed to that assignment. That child is a powerful part of my spirit team. And when I was getting readings from a mentor and she was communicating with the child, she said, Amanda, that child is so fucking grown sounding, articulate. She was like, it's a baby, but like the conversation is like I'm talking to a very like old, wise, intelligent person. And so, when things happen and then um you awaken and you realize exactly what was happening at the time, it will blow your mind. It really would. I'm gonna pull some cards to see if Spirit wants to give us some confirmation of the message that I channeled. I feel like Spirit wants me to do these other cards first. Oh shit. First card out is massive regrets. We have blocked, massive regrets, and blocked so far. Lord Spirit, this sounds like another damn reading of love reading. So yes, this is a love reading. So I'm picking up on the energy of you. I'm thinking that this is a divine feminine, blocked, a masculine who's having massive regrets. This person may be having financial problems. They may also work in the financial industry, like banking, investments, work online. They drinking a little bit more, trying to cope. And it doesn't feel like the energy of like they really did something bad to you. It was just that it's given the energy of they're beating themselves up because they pretty much sabotaged the situation. Yeah, Spirit's like, you got fed up with the shit. That's why you were like, I'm setting boundaries. I'm protecting my energy. I can't fuck with you. Like, if you can't get right, I can't fuck with you. And look, the person feeling like shit. Spirit, you were supposed to give me some confirmations for the channel reading now. Some of you may have taken a pregnancy test, thinking you might have thought you were pregnant by this person. Yeah, you cut all strings. Now you may have done something spiritually like cord cutting or something like that as well. But yeah, I think there may have been like a pregnancy scare. But like I said yesterday, your person is gonna be with it. Like it doesn't matter what your age is. Like if they really want to have a baby with you, then they're gonna be with it. Um. So whoever wanted a love reading, yes, your person is secluded, separation. Y'all are in separation while the masculine does a lot of reflecting and soul searching. I'm hearing that this person could have dealt in credit card fraud at one point. Maybe I'm saying too much. Yeah, I miss you. Damn it! But Spirit said, oh no, but the Divine Feminine is closing this cycle. She got this. And closing a cycle doesn't mean that you can't reconcile. It just means that you have to be in separation in order to close the cycle on both ends. Yep, twin flames. Y'all were probably mirroring each other. Yeah, Spirit said, you a spiritual girl. You got this. You know exactly what to do. You're a master manifester. You're a master alchemist. And like trapping something is what I associate this card with, like trapping it, um, alchemizing it, using it for your power, using it to level up your gifts. We got some shady people. I feel like there was some shady people that were trying to come between this divine union, like maybe friends and family giving bad advice. This person is looking over like memories, pictures, text messages. I feel like this person had to delete the text thread because they just kept going over it and over it and over it, like repeatedly. So, backstabbing, cheating, deception, mind games, love bomb. So, I definitely feel like this is more along the lines of like mind games and love bombing and maybe not being fully honest and upfront about everything about their life. But see, for both of y'all, there's like a romantic relationship cycle that needs to be closed. And it definitely, Spirit is saying, is connected to your inner child and the healing of your inner child. And that's why we were talking about the solar plexus earlier and the lemons and inner child work. So I guess this does relate to the collective. Yeah, self-love. That self-love is in need. especially if you have dealt with like an essay as a child. Definitely self-love is definitely a big one. Yeah, they fucked up over you right now. Not happy, just by themselves, angry. But I feel like it's more sad than angry. Maybe more angry at themselves for sabotaging the situation. Okay. GPS. I feel like this person is using like um a GPS to find your address so they can send you something, or like extend an olive branch. It's giving the energy of like you might come home one day and find a bouquet of flowers sitting outside. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to, well, some of y'all, this person has been to your house. Like maybe they picked you up for a date or something like that. Um, that's the energy it's giving. I've been getting quite a few reconciliation love readings lately. And I promise you, I do not like giving those kinds of messages, because what people will do is they know that they shouldn't be back with someone, but they will attach to the damn reading, knowing it doesn't resonate, knowing they know for certain they shouldn't be back with that person. But people, try to take on that reconciliation energy for their own. Um, Because, I mean, obviously that's what most people want to hear when they get a love reading. If they're in separation, they want to hear that a reconciliation is um, possible. But I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to shame the devil and tell the truth. So we had the Three of Cups in the reverse. And so I would say that this goes along with the secluded card. This is confirmation of the seclusion card. Just staying away from friends, family. And I feel like Spirit is saying that's something that you need to do. Like, really limit or eliminate time with family members, because they full of shit. Like, they literally will invite you over and break bread with you and act like everything is cool, but then talk so badly about you when you leave. It's unbelievable. So you just called me over here. You invited me over here so that you could talk shit about me, talk shit about my dogs, talk shit about what I got going on in my life, just whatever you can think of. That's crazy. um I think, child, I should know, because as the people on the lock journey, they know dates, they know exactly how many locks they have, all that shit. But anyway, I think I'm on month 6, 7, something like that. I because my hair is so soft and curly and baby fine, they had to add extensions to it. So it started out as micro locks. And I found out with the process that sister lock micro locks are end up being sister locks because they start out like braids, but then they end up doing the interlocking that sister locks use. So that's what I got going on here. But I've been feeling myself because I got a fresh retie today. So um yeah, I also feel like this person is resisting a tower moment because when you go into separation, you really have to go into separation. Like what happens is a lot of times one of the people in this divine union will push the other person into isolation. Typically, the more tapped in spiritually one will do this to the other one that needs to level up, needs to awaken, because that person, by like not addressing whatever issues they need to address, not really just kind of being by themselves and healing in between relationships, because they weren't willing to do that, they were delaying the inevitable, like delaying the tower moment, delaying the awakening. um in this instance, maybe delaying the separation by like knowing they got stuff that they need to do, but trying to delay the separation. And so but yeah, like the reason why I've been getting a lot of reconciliation messages recently is because this is like the time period where all of the divine masculine and feminine unions, um like before all of them come together, that like it feels like all of them are gonna like culminate together at around the same time. So they all went into separation around the same time, and they're all going to be reconciling around the same time. And so yeah, it's basically because I've talked about before how each individual has a soul contract. So you have a soul contract. It is your soul contract, but it also involves other people. And so when it comes to your divine partnership, that, depending upon how high ranking that is in the spirit realm, it may be a situation where absolutely nothing is going to come in between these two people. So there are soulmate unions, and then there are divine soulmate unions. And I've talked about previously like the Trinity, where is source, and then the masculine aspect of source and the feminine aspect of source. And so, um, and I've also talked about before how source is like constantly balancing its energies, and that balance comes through the work that we do from a masculine perspective and from a feminine perspective. So we are the more we balance ourselves, the more we're assisting with the balance and harmony of the universe. I'm just the messenger. So, well, that's interesting. So basically, spirit is saying the world is in disarray right now because of the imbalance of the masculine and feminine. I mean, that's not an earth shattering thought, but it literally hinges on these divine masculines and feminines balancing their individual masculine and feminine within, and then coming together in these divine unions to then be able to send that balance like across the world basically. And so that's pretty major, because when you talk about the divine masculine feminine union being able to balance the whole world, bruh. And my air conditioning just came on. Yes, I do have air conditioning on because I am in Arizona and it was 80 degrees today. Oh, cool. Thank you for joining. So we have the Three of Wands. And one thing Spirit immediately drew my attention to was the positioning. So if you think about the position of the Wands in the Four of Wands card, basically this person is in a planning phase and almost to the Four of Wands, which is like success, victory, celebration. Because, like I said, these wands are like fire energy. They are, the fact that his arm is holding on to one of the wands, I feel like that symbolizes like not being able to let go of the past. And so I feel like if the energy that I've been talking about can let go of the past, then they will get the fourth wand. And that's why I said earlier, like, these are all tests for you to be able to get the abundance that has been stored up for you. Thank you for the follow. If somebody told you that you were guaranteed to win $50 million, would you be able to let go of the past and get to your fourth wand, your celebration, your divine union, your masculine or feminine? And so this is definitely a love reading, and this has to do with being able to stop using your past trauma as a crutch. You know how you lean on crutches and they kind of look, like a pole or whatever. Stop using your past as a crutch, because when he's looking toward the future, looking toward a bright future at that. So, how could you actually get to the bright future if you're looking at it from a position of holding on to the past? At that point, all of this abundance and everything, and again, the Four of Wands card has all that yellow in the background. Getting to the abundance is about letting go. It's about stop blaming God for whatever, what have you, for not protecting you from what you put in your own life path, journey, soul contract in order to overcome, to be able to do whatever it is that you are supposed to be doing. And spirit is saying, like, shining a light on what needs to be done, getting grounded. And for some of y'all, spirit is like, it's coming faster than you think. Your abundance is coming way faster than you think. So, like, we're talking 3 days, 3 weeks. And that could be, the timeline for when your masculine or feminine is going to be coming back in for reconciliation. And I said, your person coming back in for reconciliation. The Knight of Pentacles. So these people have their own money. They gonna have their money together. Because they were patient and didn't just settle. And when they had a tower moment, instead of crashing out and crying and starting and sliding down the wall, you just chill. Like, it's gonna be all right. If it was meant to be, if spirit tells me it's meant to be, then I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna believe that it's meant to be. If spirit told me nothing can take us under, or whatever the phrase is, then I'm going to stand on faith and I'm going to believe in that. Because the problem comes in when we try to rush reconciliation on our times, at our timelines and our terms. Tear us under. Okay, thank you. When we try to speed up the separation, when we try to speed up the reconciliation, that creates a problem. It slows things down. So it's like, if you just leave it alone, if you just, like, I'm hearing set it and forget it. If you could actually just focus on your affirmations for the relationship you want. Or you don't have to. But just as long as, like, you can be in this chill energy, not that you totally don't give a fuck, but just like, I'm good with or without you type energy. You have free will. I'm not here to interfere with your free will. I'm about to do no spell work to get you or keep you. I'm not doing none of that shit. If you need some time, and this is for somebody specific, if your person needed some time to go be a hoe and see how ridiculous that life is, in order to be able to be like, yeah, I fucked up a good thing. Maybe that's what they needed to do. You said, hi there, are your readings for the general collective? Yes, this is a collective reading, but I am, you can pay for a reading if you would like to, but this is general collective. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. So yeah, Spirit is saying they're gonna get past it. The divine is working on this person and they're gonna get through it. So when there's a divine union, the divine is basically the union's GPS system. So the divine is guiding and directing these people together. When they first met and they came together, or you who I'm talking to, when you first met this person and you came together, that was the divine moving you all together, knowing that you would need to go into separation. And so, they brought you together so that you can make the connection, exchange phone numbers, maybe kind of get to know each other, know that you like each other, know that you feel good around this person, and then bam, separation. But that was for a specific purpose, because the divine wanted you to catch feelings, to really like the person, and then it was, just something dumb that put you all in a separation, like lack of communication, maybe some emotional unavailability, maybe some just being scared about the connection and things like that. Nothing abusive, nothing super out of the ordinary. That is not your person if they are abusive in any kind of way. And we have the King of Swords. I feel like this is your energy that you're in, because like I said earlier, I've been talking to the divine feminines because I feel like it was a feminine that pushed, and this doesn't have this could be like a man that operates more from his feminine. That doesn't make him gay. It doesn't mean that you can't be gay. It just means that, take it as you will. Okay, fuck it. But I'm speaking from the perspective of like a divine feminine, whether that be male or female, but someone who operates, I'm not going to say primarily, because if it's a male, it's just a balanced male. So I'll say it could be a balanced male or it could be an actual feminine. And you basically pushed your person into separation. You may have scared the shit out of them and made them run a little bit. You may have actually kind of sabotaged the relationship yourself, is what I'm hearing. And so, there was something on both ends that created a barrier to the progression immediately. But there's definitely a reconciliation. And as soon as I said there's definitely a reconciliation, look what came out. So yeah, like a reconciliation going towards happiness, wish fulfillment, children if you want children, a dog and a house type energy. And I feel like this person that I'm talking about that needed to go into separation and awaken, because we have this card as well, and the Four of Swords in reverse. And so this is like, maybe going against tradition, not wanting to deal with traditional religion anymore, but moving towards spirituality. But it could have been still a difficult thing, and maybe you're a spiritualist, And so it gives the energy of like the person was maybe thinking, well, I'm cool with it, but what am my family gonna think? Like they're super Christians, just being, I think it gives the energy of being overly concerned of what other people will think about the union. Oh, excuse me. I guess that's confirmation. But on some real shit, like I feel like neither one of y'all really cares that much about your families. So I'm not even sure why this person even really cares what his family thinks or her family thinks. Spirit, why is it that this person cares about what their family thinks? It's giving the energy of like just wanting approval of the family because they disapproved of this person all the time because they're like the black sheep of the family. And so it's like they wanted, if they can't be like fully accepted in any other capacity, they at least want to be accepted for like their relationship and who they chose, and it being like a church going woman and all this other stuff. Okay. If that's what you need, boom. Yep, mental conflict. That's what we've been talking about. I was just saying, not wanting to really rock with church, but conflicted because the family is heavily into church, and you want it to be like a traditional thing, but this person may have ran up on a spiritualist, and spiritualists are very non-traditional, and they were just like, yo, what is my family gonna think type shit. Yeah, we have, this person feels like they've been defeated, like it's a wrap for y'all. They just feel like they've hit the last straw basically. But spirit is like, yeah, just rest and rejuvenate and just know that this person is having to go through some shit. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, they are having to have a tower moment. Or 10 or 100. And so when that happens, when spirit forces people into an awakening, oh boy. You said I'm back. I'm still good to say. Yes, you can. Um, yeah, spirit is like, we balancing everything out, no worries. Damn. Partnerships and alliances. Spirit said they balancing it out. They working it out behind the scenes, honey. They playing shout music like I can't with these. I cannot with these niggas. I swear to God. Oh God. Why are you humming? So we have new beginnings. These people about to get all the way right. And y'all are going to be able to have a reconciliation and new beginning. For sure. I feel like you're not really gonna recognize this person. Like, I mean, physical appearance, yes, but you're not going to be able to recognize this person with the amount of stuff that they've had to go through. It's Return of the Jedi. The same as my name on here is DJEDI. So yeah, like I said, this person is going through a tower moment or moments. Just straight up miserable right now. And I talked about solar plexus chakra earlier and lemons and healing the inner child. Oh, you did Return of OF. Thank you for the follow. Recognition and reward. Yeah. So y'all's union is gonna be, I'm talking to somebody whose union is gonna be a household name. People all around the world gonna know y'all and recognize you everywhere. And then we got the hope card with the sun. So yeah, it's a lot of inner child wounds that need to be healed. And I feel like you and this person actually heal each other's inner children. So like spirit is talking about like just how you hold the person. The going out and having fun and doing things that kids like to do, like laser tag and bowling or go-karts or whatever. Okay, Bree. All of those things that the two of you will be doing together is going to continue to heal your inner children and any trauma that would hinder you. Now, that's not to say that everybody should be like healing together, so to speak. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that once you do the healing separate and apart while in separation, and then you come together, then you'll continue to do the inner child healing work. Let me just tell you something. With being that powerful together and constantly healing your inner child, when y'all are finally a union, it's going to be a situation that like this world has never seen such a thing. Because most of the problems resolve around unhealed inner children. So for two people to be healing their inner child constantly, like just by virtue of being a union and interacting with each other and doing things together, yeah, like that's balanced masculine and feminine healed energy times 100 million billion thousand trillion gazillion bazillion. So that's why I'm saying that these divine unions have the capability to heal the energy of the world. Okay, Bree. So what did you said Samuel, a love reading? Oh, was I supposed to say that out loud? Sorry if you didn't want me to say that out loud. Sorry. We're gonna pretend like I didn't say anything. Um, but okay, a love reading. Hold on just a sec. Let me put these cards up. I'm going to clear the energy from the collective. Alright, so what does Bree need to know about S? Child, my dog started squeaking that damn toy as soon as I asked that question, and I swear I heard the word clown. Man, stop playing. So any message from a loved one? Okay, so you don't have a particular loved one that you wanted to get help with regard to this person? Okay, what's the person? Yeah, just the name. Okay. Excuse me. Higher Soul Spirit, I asked that Jay would come forward for Bree. She has concerns about somebody she's trying to date. Does he have, or did he have like dark hair, kind of a little spiky, like not like spiky, but like kind of straight up a little bit? Really good looking guy. I know that's general. But it's like giving like a model looking type person where he has like very strong cheekbones. Well, not, I'm saying, I'm doing this with saying cheekbones, but very strong facial structure. Okay, but definitely not a model. Okay, so who are y'all showing me? Can y'all please just... Did you and Jay have a falling out? Like y'all weren't really on good terms when he passed? Okay, I don't think I'm picking up on the right energy. Was there someone who you had... Because I feel like someone is trying to come forward maybe and apologize for something. But was there someone that you had like a falling out with before they passed? You say, yeah, I think I may know who is coming. So does the description I gave you match the energy of someone trying to come forward and apologize for a falling out? You say, yeah, it could. Okay. like he's saying, I just needed her to like to know I'm sorry. Um, I didn't mean it, and I'm talking, I'm going back and forth like, sir, it's real easy to say you didn't mean it after the fact. And he was like, no, it was something I said that was it something he said that was hurtful? And that was like the reason for the falling out. I know you want to talk to Jay, but I'm trying to get to the bottom of why this other energy is being allowed to come forward, because I've asked my spirit team to only allow one energy at a time. So the question was the falling out over something he said that was like very harsh, very mean? Is I feel like he's saying there was something he said that was out of line. You said no, not really. Okay. Okay, so what's going on with Jay? Because I'm trying to figure out. Higher self spirit, I need y'all to like clear everything up because it's a lot of information. And if I'm not picking up on your energy, I'm not real. Have I had this issue with you before where your energy is very difficult to read? Yeah, because I feel like my spirit guides are telling me it's something about your energy. Have you done any kind of spell work like love spell or anything like that? Because I mean, to be honest with you, so I was trying to figure out like what is going on with Jay. Why is this other energy coming forward instead of him? And it felt like he did not want to come forward. because of something that's going on with you, with your energy. Um, and so, yeah, that's why I'm like, her, so what does Bree need to know? Because y'all, this is just a lot. What does she need to know specifically? Now, this is the first time I've ever gotten this, but I feel like they're saying that you have some kind of entity attached to you. Um, was there some, and it may not be your, it may not have been like your issue. It could be a bloodline thing where somebody in the bloodline, and maybe that's why Jay doesn't want to come forward, because somebody in the bloodline attracted this entity, and then like it started traveling through the bloodline. Um, is Jay an older individual, like a father or uncle type age? It does, the energy doesn't feel older, but I'm just asking. Oh, he is. Okay. It doesn't feel old. Like, was the person, it feels like the person might have been somewhat young when they passed. And when I say young, I mean like 50, 60. You say yes. Okay. Um, so I kind of feel like Jay might have been the one. Okay, you said late 40s. Okay, so I feel like Jay may have been the one to attract this entity. Um, or maybe he's just like, I'm not coming forward because of that. Are y'all trying to say that this person she's involved with is the entity? Yeah, I do feel like that they're saying the person you are trying to be in relationship with is the entity. Um, the person you're dealing with is given the energy of like an addictive personality, um, has vices and stuff like that. Um, you say, yeah, not like a real relationship, but like a friendship. Okay, but if the person is like an entity, it's not gonna be good as a friendship either. Um, so what is it? Did any of what I said resonated? Where? Hold on, I just forgot what the hell I just said. Oh, I was asking you if this person we're talking about has like vices and addictions, possibly. Like addictions, like maybe drinking too much or um doing some kind of other thing. Bree, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm amazed you still pay for readings with the way it be so difficult for me to read your energy. I feel like my spirit team is shielding me from a lot of information though. You said Jay used to have those things. The person I'm speaking of said they used to in the past. Okay, so that's how an entity attaches to someone. That's a surefire way. That is a surefire way to have an entity attached to you if you have addictions. So somewhere along the way, he picked up something. It's called a spiritually transmitted, I guess, disease. I don't know. But it's like I know I've heard other people say STD, and it's like spiritually transmitted demons. Spiritually transmitted demons. But yeah, but like when you are inebriated or high or whatever, you open yourself up to these entities, and if you are a weaker vessel, vulnerable, whatever, then these entities can attach to people in their high state, even if they have broken the addiction, it can still be attached. And so this person, so if you're saying that Jay had the same issue, maybe that's why Jay is behaving the way he's behaving from a spiritual perspective, because it's like I'm trying to show you through my actions of what's happening with her situation. So him not coming forward, me picking up on the energy of an entity being attached, and knowing that Jay had these type addictions as well. Like that's now all making sense as far as like what he was trying to tell you. I almost feel like you wanted to ask him because you wanted to know if this person had a problem like he did. You said, yeah. Is that why you wanted Jay to come forward? Because you felt like this person had a similar problem, like addiction wise? Could y'all stop? Oh my god. Oh. Bree, you still here? Damn, son. Would it be okay to let it because it makes me nervous? Say that again. Would it be okay to let in because it makes me nervous? What do you mean? You said Jay passed a few years ago, adopted into the family. A new family reached out after years. Would they be okay? So I'm having a hard time tracking. Yeah, I'm not tracking right this moment. So you said Jay passed a few years ago. So Jay was adopted into your family? I'm not sure what you mean by a new family. I'm not worried about the addition aspect. Oh, okay. So you're trying to find out if it's okay to allow his blood family to interact with you. Okay. Jay, do you think your blood family should be around you? I feel like he's saying that he would avoid it because most of them have addictions. He said the grandmother and the aunt, like one aunt and a grandmother, might be okay, but with them comes all that other shit. And so I feel like the energy is that he's just saying, I wouldn't even open that fucking door because even though there may be like one or two people that you can rock with, you still got to be around these other crazy folks. So does that resonate as far as what you know about them, the family, so far? Or do you just not know anything? You say, yeah, it's just one guy, but maybe he's too involved with the others. So yeah, it can. Okay, you saying it can, but I don't want to like try to force information. Like I'm not trying to force information into a scenario that it's not meant to be in. You said I don't know enough, I guess, to answer honestly. Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering, but that's the energy that I'm getting from him as far as that family. I feel like he might have been saying maybe the grandmother and the aunt are the problem. And that would make sense though if the aunt and the grandmother are the problem, because that's like the matriarch and then someone that would have been older than him typically. I know people can have aunts and uncles that are younger, but in this instance, she was older. You said it's hard to not give you information. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I don't want it to like halfway fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do those kind of readings. I'll give you your money back before I do that. You said there isn't a grandmother involved. Okay. So it may just be like a older, like whoever is the oldest person in the family. Because he was saying something about a grandmother and an aunt type energy. Is what I felt like it was. Um, I do feel like my guys gave me this high priestess card because I'm sitting here like really questioning myself. Um, I actually feel like that. I feel like you're picking up on the fact that this person has the potential to be an emperor energy, but it's just they have to be able to. So I feel like spirit is saying like in order to get in this emperor energy, you have to release. He has to release himself from, like if it were in the upright, like he would have to release himself from like this I think it's the illusory. I don't know. I'm not even gonna fuck with that word. But it's basically an illusion that this person has created in their head, and they're so powerful that they believe the illusion wholeheartedly, and that's what's, like contributing to just not being able to move past things of the past. Definitely feel like it's involving like, um tough breakups and relationships. I definitely feel like because we have the high priestess and then the emperor on either side, I definitely feel like both of you have some work to do with regard to, like, releasing the past, releasing thoughts about the past, releasing, like I said, the illusion of like there being a blockage or a problem or hindrances. And, like setting boundaries, but setting proper boundaries, like not walls, but just boundaries. And, yeah. And then we have, like, just moving on, being released from this cage, being released from this mental prison and moving on. So this is giving the energy of a potential reconciliation. It's just that this person would have to deal with a lot of things in order to get to this emperor energy. And I'm not trying to say that it's not possible. I'm not saying that there's no chance for reconciliation. I'm just saying that, um, and I guess because it's just a friendship, like, I don't know if you're wondering if this should move towards something, or like that. It's giving me the energy that you're asking because you feel like maybe it could progress to something. But you said no, not a relationship. So what are you exactly trying to get out of the connection? Cuz I mean, if that's you're calling him a friend and he's got all these issues. You said truly just a friendship. Basically, to have someone like Jay back in our lives, we don't have. Mm, mm, um, mm-mm. Not with no entity attached. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. Nah, not at all. So I guess this is you and your fiance, though. The high priestess and the emperor. But yeah, now this other person, they not no. And why would you even ask that question if Jay done told you this person had an entity? I forgot that quick. I forgot that damn quick that's what he said. Oh my lord. I tell you what. Well, honey, I hope that helped you. Cause that was just all over the place. You said false hope, but maybe because they have such a bad pen. You're welcome. Yeah. Cause see, the thing is, like, Jay was like legit family, and that because this person has the potential to like interfere in your relationship and stuff like that, and that's not what you want. That's not what you want. But thank you for trusting me with your energy and your loved one. Thank you for supporting my business. You're welcome. You said, I mean, I won't meet him, but I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I just heard Cowabunga dude. I don't know who likes the damn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Higher Self Spirit. What does the collector need to know? I feel like they're telling someone to drink some aloe juice or like just get, an aloe plant. But can you ingest the aloe plant? I guess you can. Like the stuff inside. I feel like they're saying that aloe, like pure aloe straight from the plant, is like better than Korean skincare. I mean, it's kind of like snail mucin, so I mean, that would make sense. Oh Lord, they want me to go to the handwritten deck. What the hell about to come out? I'm so small. What does the collector need to know? So I feel like there was a situation where maybe you had to address something, maybe in like a professional environment. Like, say you went to a restaurant and you filed a complaint. Let's not say restaurant. Well, I guess restaurant. Like you went to a restaurant and you filed a complaint and then like you didn't like the result. I feel like spirit is saying that even though they gave you like the textbook result of what they did with the complaint or whatever, and it really wasn't satisfactory, that person definitely got disciplined. That whoever you had an issue with, like if it was the waiter or the manager or whatever, that person definitely got disciplined. Hi, D Love. Welcome. And Spirit is saying they can't fuck with you. They just can't. And people cannot fuck with you. Because you have a higher calling. Sorry, Mama. Because you are trustworthy. The divine can trust you. Folks been praying on your downfall. Because they know that you are not to be fucked with. You got that mother, that safe energy, that empress energy. Folks took your kindness for weakness. And see, a lot of times when somebody takes your kindness for weakness, that is what motivates them to fuck with you. You know, like since you seem meek, mild, and weak in the natural, they feel like that's how you look in the spiritual, or that's your rank or your position in the spiritual. And Spirit said, they can't fuck with you. I could be talking to a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all placements. Yeah, you are an old soul. That's why you're here for a higher calling. Because you have wisdom that people... you got wisdom that people could never even imagine. And you manifest quickly. Powerful alchemist. And you know, fire energy is fast moving energy. So, and manifesting fast would be fast moving energy. Yeah, you're here for a higher calling to fulfill a prophecy. An old soul here to fulfill an old soul, mother energy, empress energy, here for a higher calling to fulfill a prophecy. And you're manifesting fast because you have proven yourself trustworthy. Oh, thank you for the follow. I don't know why the hell I'm choosing to be like Cardi B today with that shit, but I don't know. Y'all got to fix it. I'm talking to my spirit guides. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't want anybody thinking I need to go anywhere special to be with the special people. you are transforming. So if you've been feeling off lately, if you've been feeling like, quote unquote stuck, I don't like the word stuck because I don't believe in being stuck. However, we can feel that way too. Yeah, your soul contract, you're fulfilling your soul contract. And that's how you prove yourself trustworthy, is when you successfully fulfill your soul contract. Yeah, Spirit saying, don't judge a book by its cover, because just because somebody looks meek and mild in the natural, they could be a straight powerhouse in the spiritual. You hear me? Yes, D-Love, stagnant, yes, that too. You overcame negativity, overcame adversity. You proved yourself trustworthy of heightened gifts. You unlocked some ancient gifts. Yeah, and you are on your highest timeline. You up where the big dogs be at. This is your moment. So some of y'all about to be in the spotlight. Spirit said, damn, your inner child is healed like a motherfucker. Okay. We still all got work to do, but some of us have done a tremendous amount of work to heal our inner child. And Spirit said they are so proud of you. That's something special right there. But Spirit just say they are proud of you. That means a lot. And your gifts are enhancing exponentially. What I say just a minute ago. You unlocked some very ancient gifts. So Spirit is saying, like, if you get head pressure, like sinus pressure, or you feel lightheaded, or maybe a little like your equilibrium may be off a little bit, those are all natural signs of ascension. Let me see here. Thank you for the gift. I feel like they're directing me to the Kipper deck. And look what's at the bottom of the deck. And we just had your gifts are enhancing exponentially. We have the Lovers. And that's what I said. These divine unions coming together to fulfill a prophecy. Fulfilling their soul contract. Yeah, we got community. So I was saying that this is your moment. You're going to be in the spotlight. And so the community is really gonna rock with you because you've proven yourself to be a good person and not out to harm anyone. You have humanitarian energy. So yeah, a new journey begins. Your new journey is manifesting fast. And I pulled the 3 of Wands earlier, and I was talking about either between 3 days and 3 weeks. And we have a main female. And I said I was talking to a feminine. And I was saying to expect a message from your person. And we have the Lover's card. I didn't really say message, but I was like, with the 3 of Wands, expect to hear from your person in 3 days to 3 weeks if you are in separation. Somebody ought to be the privileged lady, honey. Whoever, first of all, you gonna have, if you are the privileged lady that I'm talking to, you gonna have your own money, your own fortune. And we have family room, so definitely starting a family. And you don't have to have physical babies. You could be birthing businesses. We have change. Yeah, on your journey, fulfilling your soul contract. And we have wealthy men. And I did not say that the person you gonna be with. Well, that's where I was going with it. I was saying you gonna have your own money, but this person is also gonna have some money. That's where I was going with that whole the long way about it. Oh shit. And meanwhile, while you are out here getting your divine partner, leveling up your gifts, your abundance coming in, somebody is getting a damn message of concern and about to be in lockup. They not in lockup this minute. That's why it's in the reverse. But they about to get that message of concern, honey. And Spirit said it is not going to be the distant future. It's going to be the near future. The time is now. There may be some kind of house involved in this situation. With behind the reason why somebody getting a message of concern about to go to lockup. Oh my god. It may be a mature woman that's about to be getting a message of concern and being in despair. Mm-hmm. Like a grandmother figure, an aunt figure, mother figure. Somebody did something whack as hell. Now they looking at damn prison time. An official person had to step in and take over the situation. Thank you for the gift. Yeah, this whole thing that I'm talking about has been going on since you were a child. It's giving the energy of maybe like inheriting a house that you never got. Yeah, we got courthouse. I said inheriting a house you never got, and then courthouse came out. And he could be holding a will. Oh my God. Yeah, they wanted you in poverty, huh? They wanted you all the way in poverty. And look, we have coffin. So yeah, somebody passed away and left you an inheritance. Probably a house and some land worth a lot of money. And because you were young when this person died, so it's giving maybe grandfather energy. Um, you were young when this person died. They weren't able to have like an adult conversation with you about this inheritance. And then this mature woman stole your money. Well, gotta love family. You gotta love family. They be so full of shit. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna hop off of here. And I will see y'all maybe tomorrow. If you so choose to come hang out with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the likes, the gifts, and all that good stuff. See y'all later.